Hello, everybody. I have a quick thought, and it's rather obvious if you think about it for any more than 2 seconds. But as with most things in life, well, everything in life, it's completely different when you experience it. So anybody can look at someone who's in a wheelchair and go, "Man, that must really suck," for obvious reasons. But then when you experience it, you realize it sucks even more for little things you don't even think about. Say hi.
Hi. Hey everyone.
I don't know if they can see you. Kinda.
Kind of, maybe. I have a wheelchair.
So that's not perfect. She's not. That's not permanent, but it's going to be for a little while. And the smallest thing it makes, like we brought the mattress down in the living room, so there's no steps to deal with. But even getting up in the mattress, she has to start out with a walker, got to use that, and if we have to go far, transfer to that. Which even helping, because I've got to help lift her, transfer, from there to there is a lift. We have to be careful not to fall, and then getting her into the car, and then I got to wheel that to the back of the car and lift it up and put it in the car.
Yeah.
And then it's nice out. Imagine if it was winter time and snow and ice.
Yep. The things you take for granted.
So the point of this video is definitely not to feel bad for us. Not at all. We're so thankful to the Lord. He's given us so much.
Yep.
Not that one bit. My point is, I think this world would be a lot better place if you really, really tried to put yourself in other people's
I was gonna
shoes
say that's
and think of how bad because everybody likes to. Oh, well, they got to. My life is so hard. You listen. Your life is not as hard as you think, and other people's have it harder than you probably think. Not harder than you. It's not like a competition, but it's so easy to be like, oh, they got it made. Well, you don't know that. And it's so easy to think, oh, it sucks when, life could be a lot worse.
even in our situation.
Yeah, oh, we still have it
We still
made.
have it made.
There was another point I wanted to make too. I just had it and I lost it. Stupid brain. But yeah, just really try and put yourself in someone else's. Now, oh, that's what it was. Because when you're out in public, you see people act like jerk offs. And, and a lot of times it's because they have bad stuff going on in their life, or their parents were assholes and raised them to be like the way they were from however the parents acted. Now, keep in mind, very important here, I'm not giving anybody a pass. Like, I don't care how you were raised or what's going on in your life. When you're out in public, you should, conduct yourself, give people respect, not assume bad things, not try to be a jerk. Not let your problems be other people's problems. I am not saying that. I never will accept that. That's not acceptable. And you shouldn't do that. But when people act like that, maybe give them 1 second to rethink what they're doing, especially if it's directed at you. Be calm. And because, well, you want people to give you that too, that pause. To not blow up on you or do something because you were acting like a turd. Because I do it all the time. I have to stop and go, I was acting like a douche. Got to recalibrate. So, again, not pity party, not excusing anybody. Just think of other people, really think of other people and their problems for change, and maybe help someone out, and maybe someone will help you out. Just a thought. Have anything else to add?
No, because I was gonna do the walking in somebody else's shoes thing. So you got it. Got it covered.
Walk in someone else's poop?
Yes,
You're gonna have to clean your shoes.
that's right. I got my battle wound. I don't think you guys can see where my trach was.
Big hole in her throat.
I got a big hole in my throat.
I can hear it. We gotta change
Yeah.
that. Anyway, that's also why I haven't been making as many videos. So, yeah. So there,
Yeah.
And again, I know
Hopefully everybody has a blessed, very blessed day.
if you hear this message and you're like, well, fuck that, or if you make sure, you got to ask yourself, why did what I just say make you angry or mad? That's your first clue that you need to work on you. Because I did, I was always like, I'm not angry or mad or I'm not this or that. It's everybody else is wrong. Because my friends would be like, you're always negative and always this and angry, and I'm like, I'm just a realist. And there is something to be said about having a realist. I'm not saying be naive. Here I am again. Millie, I just keep going. ADHD bed. Don't be. I'm not saying be naive. Keep in mind. I'm not saying bend over and take it up the rear and let people f you. You have to have boundaries, but the way you go about keeping those boundaries and you interact with people when they're not acting properly to you, that is where you should want to conduct yourself appropriately and make yourself a better person. Because it's a superpower to be able to control your emotions, especially when someone's trying to provoke you on purpose or just because they're pissed off and they want to start something. Because I used to get so mad, especially in road rage, when people would drive like jerks and cut you off. And because sometimes people are bad enough they put your life in danger, but half the time people are just oblivious and clueless. And the other half the time, now with my trick is I go, well, if I ever accidentally done that, cut someone off or whatever, or maybe, if the answer is yes, which it always is, because I'm not perfect, then I go, well, I give the person a break. Because why would I want to be pissed off and angry for the next couple hours, thinking about how I wanted to punch that guy in the nose and ruin my day, my next couple hours, and my family's because they have to put up with me, when the person who did it didn't even give it a second thought. You just kept going, and they're thinking about what they're thinking about, whatever. Why would you ruin your day or a couple hours with thoughts when you could just go, whatever? Because it really doesn't matter. Someone cut me off traffic. Who cares? You will never accomplish anything in life if you spend that much energy worried about what a stranger does to you for 1 second. Like, if you get that worked up, because there's too many important things to worry about with your own family you should be taking care of or trying to better yourself. If you spend that much energy and time on strangers, you're never going to get anywhere. I promise you. So.
Ready?
Yep. Peace out.